Hi, it's Simone again. Welcome to our restorative deep stretch Yin Yoga class. This is what we are actually doing, and I can highly recommend it to everyone because it really helps you to balance things out. What we are going to do is it's the opposite of a hatha yoga class or an active power yoga class. You really want to find peace. It's like passive stretching in a way what we are doing, and we are targeting the deeper connective tissues while we are holding our poses up to 5 minutes. So if that sounds a lot to you, you don't need to stay so long into the poses. Some poses will be longer, some shorter, but that allows your body to open up and really let go. And we just start, and I want you at the beginning to find a comfortable seat for you on your mat. And sometimes when we go very deep into our stretches, you may want to have some props, like you could use blocks if you have blocks at home. If you do not, then you could use a bolster, pillows, or give yourself some extra cushion. So whatever you have available, set it up for you, and now let's begin. Close your eyes and simply listen to your own breath. Begin to arrive here in your room, on your mat, or on your carpet, wherever you are. Not only physically, but also with your mind. So now let's try to become more present, deepening your breath. You can have your hands on your knees, on your ankles, or wherever you feel comfortable. So now we are turning our attention more inward, observing the breath, observe what's happening in your body, and begin to let go. Try to let go and relax. This can be as simple as you would lift those shoulders up to the ears as you inhale, and then send them back down the back, pull them back down, in order to let go and to create space, also in your mind. Take a couple of deep breaths. Good, and then let's begin. Before we move into our first stretch, our first pose, just begin to reach up high, reach your arms up high, all the way up to the sky. As you inhale, find length in your whole body. And then move into a spinal twist, turning to one side with your trunk. Stay long. Your spine, inhale, thinking of elongating your spine even more. And as you exhale, you may send your shoulders more down and guide you further into the rotation. Also give yourself a nice stretch for the neck. Just drop your ear down towards your shoulder. Send those shoulders down to the earth. Softening the jaw and your facial muscles. Really just try to relax and then slowly turn to the center. Now let's do it again to the other side. Reach up high. Inhale. And on your exhalation, twist. Stay in your twist. Maybe add a stretch for your neck. And slowly take it back. You can continue with cat cows, seated cat cows, just mobilizing the spine, moving with your breath. Inhale, open up, lift up your chest. Exhaling, rounding your whole back, and tucking the chin in. You can do this in a flow motion. Just find your own flow. Moving with each breath in and out. The whole spectrum of your spine, especially when we are rounding our spine. Tuck the pelvis under and see if you can stretch the whole lower back part too. One last time. Let's do one last movement before we are going into the deeper stretching poses to target our lower back and especially the diamond fascia, which sits. I'm going to turn around for that. Sits here. I want you to think of each corner, because what we are going to do is we are moving in a circle, but we would also remain on each corner and let it happen, let the stretch happen of your body and feel it. The diamond fascia, this is a spot where we are holding a lot of tension. It gets very stiff. So if we don't stretch it, if we don't move our body, then it gets even worse. So think of it and and always add this to your yoga practice. It really helps to open up. Okay, first we begin to target the south pole. So it's like the cat-cow again, rounding the spine. And then from here, you want to move diagonal. So allowing your shoulder to meet the knee. But keep rooting your sit bones into the mat. Also use a block or your elbow to prop yourself up, support your head. And then we would just breathe into where we are feeling it, where the sensation is kind of happening. Stay there as long as you want, otherwise we would continue now moving forward. Open up your chest, your lungs. And then moving to the other side. Let it happen very slowly. Allow yourself, give yourself all the time you need. And don't force it. Because it's happening passive. The gravity is guiding us into the stretch. And all what you need to do is just to let go, to give yourself permission, allowing yourself to simply let go. And then the breath helps to open up. So utilize your breath in order to open up. Also keep in mind, whenever we are stretching and we are holding a deep stretch, that you want to have a feeling, an experience of a nice deep stretch, a mild stretch. It shouldn't be really deep that you can barely breathe. It should be that, and I will tell later on more about that you are encountering a wall. You are finding your own edge where you feel a nice stretch. No strain, no pulling, just a very nice gentle stretch. And then from there, you begin to surrender. Just stay rooted. Thinking of your root chakra here too. Staying grounded. And simply breathe, allowing things to be. Nice. Okay, so you can go ahead and do some more circles if you want, and pause on a certain corner, and then you would reverse that. So feel free to pause the video whenever you need to, and now let's move on. Give yourself a big massage. Bring up those shoulders towards the ears and then send them back down your back. Just enjoy whatever you're doing. Enjoy it fully. Now we are moving into our first pose. It's the butterfly pose. We basically bring our souls together. And this is a great hip opener. It also stretches the inner groin. And there are ways to prop yourself up. If it feels better for you, you may just put blocks underneath your thighs. You could even prop yourself up in the back and put a blanket underneath. The butterfly pose has, you can, once you are folding and you are in your forward fold, some are able really to fold all the way down, but everyone is different. And some of us, they are just not able to go all the way down, which is fine, because you would just accept what is and we go from there. So again, never force anything, just let it happen. Be kind to you, to your body. You may use blocks, you may use your arms to give yourself support. At the beginning, just find length again. Inhale. And as you exhale, now you begin to fold forward from your hips. Just keep breathing. And let me talk you more through this pose. So there are 3 principles when we do Yin Yoga. One of the principles is first, where you want to find your edge, your own edge. That means where you are feeling, you're sensing a nice deep stretch. And this is happening in the first 1 to 2 minutes. And if you feel that your body begins to open up, this is when you may fold more into your butterfly. So you basically lower down more, but do it slowly. Always check with yourself. This is why I also have my eyes closed a lot, just to feel it out and to guide you better through. So just listen to your breath, observe what's happening in your body. Adjusting the body. If you feel like I can go deeper, my body opens up, you're gonna let go, then yes, go for it. But then also you may back off if it's just too deep. Like no forcement, just knowing and feeling what is right for you. Good. And then, so wherever you are, the second principle is where you try not to fidge, not to move so much anymore, because of course every now and then when your body opens up, you would sink deeper into your poses. But here, you try more to listen to your breath, to feel it out. And find stillness. So it's a time to meditate. And then the third principle is to surrender within your pose, and this is why we are holding some poses really long. So just fully surrender and let go. And this is really when the magic's happening in your body. You'll feel it. Right, and then slowly rolling up. I would also like to show you a similar pose, the diamond pose. It's basically the same, but we would just slide our feet a little bit more forward. So now we are not targeting so much the inner groins and the inner thighs. It moves more on the outer hips and maybe the lower back as well. So it's the same idea, you just find length first. You could also reach up high, inhale. And then exhale, folding forward wherever you are. Begin to find your edge. maybe you noticed that I began to claw a little bit forward with my fingers. Actually, try not to do it. Rather, flip the palms and really let gravity take over so that we are not tempted to guide ourselves deeper into the stretch. Really let it happen. Just let it happen. Opening up. Take another deep breath before we roll up. What you can always do and what is recommended is after each deep stretch, you would just find for yourself a moment, a nice position where you are just still feeling it out, feeling the sensation, and just give yourself a moment to notice what was happening in your body, how does it feel, and yeah, just enjoy it, embrace. And once you're doing it, you know what I'm talking about, because it just feels very much different after you're coming out of a deep stretch. And then if you transition to the next one. So give yourself time in between. Good, now we move on into a seated pigeon pose. Begin to put one leg on top. And there are several options. One option is that you would just sit, lengthening through your spine and feeling the stretch happening here in the outer thigh, outer hip area. Maybe it feels better and it's a chest opener too if you place your hands behind your back, guiding your shoulders down. And if you like to, then you can just walk your foot closer. Or if it's too intense, begin to walk forward a little bit. So where's our weight? It shouldn't be all on your hands. Be more soft. Even it out. Thinking of lengthening, creating space. And breathe into where you're feeling. basically go for what feels right. Even if, for example, you want to fall back with your head, use it to open up your throat too, softening and open up here. It's all up to you. Just go for your inner voice. Okay, so just stay in the pose. I just like to talk a little bit more here to you. So when we talk about the inner voice, it's very often in life that you have an inner voice who's telling you something to do or something not to do. And sometimes we hear that, but very often we do not. And this has to do too with yourself being in balance with the level of stress. So if we really try to find our inner peace and calm down, give us time also to calm down. Being in the moment, being very present helps to hear your inner voice and the guidance. Okay, and now from here we can transition into the reclined pigeon pose, but also let's just roll down onto our back. So you basically turn your legs. You would stamp your right foot. If you're crossed with the right leg on top, just stamp with the right foot into the ground, into the earth. And feel the stretch along the hip. Your arms can be in a Texas T pose or go pose. However you feel good. Just open up, enjoy the stretch. And begin to let go now with your right hip. Just letting go, try not to hold it. Breathe into it. From here, pick up your right foot. We come into a half happy baby pose. So we begin to flex the foot, open up the hip. See if you can stack the ankle above the knee, softening your shoulders. So it might be a little bit more active now for you because we are holding on to the foot. You feel it in your shoulder. However, try to softening as much as you can. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly find your way back up. To continue on the other side. Left leg goes on top. Feel the stretch in the outer thigh, outer edge of your thigh. Remember, if it's too much, just walk a little bit forward. Like to deepening the stretch, take it further back in. And if you're happening to have your hands behind your back, just like I do, make sure there's always some air here underneath the palm. Just to be gentle to the joints, not adding too much pressure on it. And slowly walk back onto your forearms, lay down. And this time, turn to your right, shifting the weight to the right, so the left foot stamps into the earth. Now letting go here in your left hip area. See if you can softening your left side. Also a great position to add a neck stretch again, just looking to the opposite direction. One more deep breath here. Alright, turn back. Because we are already very much close to the ground, I would like to add the open wing pose where you are stretching your chest and your shoulders. To get into this pose is you just lower down yourself onto your tummy. Begin to extend your arm. Let's begin with the right arm. Like 90 degrees. And then flip over, turn onto your side, your right side. Lay down your head. Can be on a pillow if it needs to be elevated, or on a fist. You'll feel it out. So we lower down the head. Begin to work yourself towards stacking your shoulders. Again, let it happen very gentle. It should always feel good. Whenever there is a pain, please back off and either do something else or only go a little bit out of the pose and then just follow again your inner voice. See how far, how deep you can go into this pose. As long as if it feels right. Now to intensify that, you could also stand the top leg, the foot behind, and then you shift the weight onto the outer edge of your foot. Come back slowly and just do the other side. So whenever you're ready, extend the left arm, connect your shoulder with the mat, flip over. I'm going to turn for you. slowly begin to come back, going onto all fours. Do any movements which feel just right for you right now. Maybe like wagging the tail, cat cows, whatever it is. Could be a child's pose too, just stretching. Now let's move into the downward facing dog. We are not staying here for a while. It's just for a moment. Begin to walk on the spot with a huge triangle. Melt down your heart, your chest. So the downward facing dog is a very active pose. Again, we do more passive stretches. Let's go ahead and pick up one leg, swipe it all the way up, bending the leg. Three-legged dog, open up the hip. And then from here, we move into a pigeon pose. However, in Yin Yoga, we would call it the swan pose, because the idea is really to surrender, letting go, allowing yourself to open up, because we are staying there for for a longer time. It does make sense that it's called the swan pose or the sleeping swan. What you basically want to do is to line up your shin with the front of your mat. Back leg is long. You may prop yourself up here with a block. You could also put it underneath your thigh as well, if that feels better for you. And because it ends into a forward fold, set it up for you. You could use blocks, a bolster, whatever you need in order to support your head and to relax, to let go with your back and with your neck as well. Don't worry if your shin isn't lined up parallel. But what you want to do is to square your hips first. And then slowly moving towards, folding forward, surrender. So that your hips are coming closer towards the earth. And this is a very, very deep stretch, so really take your time and breathe through it. The breath really helps. So how can we utilize our breath? We can utilize it by just inhale, exhale deep, like we did at the beginning. Breathe in into the sensation. Thinking of the way you breathe matters, because the way you breathe is the way you feel. If you breathe fully, freely, and open, relaxed, naturally, then you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel freely open. And in your second stage of the Yin Yoga pose, Sleeping Swan, where you are finding some stillness, and later on, the third principle, surrender within that, you may notice that your mind begins to wander, which is just natural. It does that. Just be aware of it and rein it back in. Rein your thoughts back in, coming back to the present, and send your thoughts away. The more you are in the present, the deeper your experience is going to be. And this is just so true for our life. Slowly begin to back off, tapping the toes under. Now let's push back into the downward facing dog one more time. And picking up the left leg. I actually like to switch sides. Bend that knee, open up your hip. Send it forward. Remember, you want to square your hips first. If it feels better for you to stay lifted with your chest, and stay here, that's fine too. Whatever works, it will come in time that your body is going to open up more and more. More often we will practice that. As long as we are allowing ourselves to open up, giving yourself permission, allowing things to be. Because we can't really change it. Things are happening anyway. But what we can change is the way we feel. Take 2 last deep breaths. Slowly begin to come back into a seated position onto your mat. Now we do the full happy baby pose and then Shavasana resting pose. So we are almost done here. Let's begin with the other leg first. And then joining. So both legs, full happy baby pose. Opening up your hips, softening into your shoulders. If you feel like moving within the pose, why not? You can also use this moment to close your eyes and remember when you were a baby. Maybe you can dig deep into your memories and find one of your earliest childhood memories. Okay, and then take your resting pose. Just stretch out, lay down, softening every single cell in your body. But also let it happen like a body scan. Begin with your forehead, softening the forehead. And then just let it happen like a scan, softening your facial muscles, your lips, your jaw, your shoulders, and so on. Stay in your resting pose as long as you want to, but for the matter of the length of our video, I am closing the practice now. So to close the practice, let's come just back into a seated position. Rub your palms, create some heat. Place them onto your eyes, feel the warmth. Palms come to kiss, kissing the third eye. Palms to your heart chakra. And back to the earth. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And have a beautiful rest of your day.